Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, back with another reaction video. Today we're going to react to 2K's first NBA game. So without further ado, let's check this out. This is the first NBA 2K with Allen Iverson on the cover for the Dreamcast. This is hands down a legendary, and let me repeat that, legendary game right here. This is the one that started it all. This is a banger right here, man. So many good memories with this. Let's check it out.
Before we start the video, I apologize for my voice. I'm really sick right now, but don't worry, it's just a cold I got tested. Hopefully it goes away soon, but until then I'm going to sound like this because the grind doesn't stop, baby.
It never stops.
Please follow me on Twitter. I only have 400 followers. Now for the video. Whether you love or hate modern NBA 2K games,
I hate it.
It's clear that the series is a massive success.
Yeah.
The number 2 and the letter K are synonymous with NBA basketball when put together.
Yep.
Even though 2K makes other games as well.
Nobody cares about it.
If someone asks you to play 2K, you know they mean NBA 2K and not PGA Tour 2K21.
Or WWE.
That game is actually super fun. But how did it start? While games like Madden and FIFA have been around since the late 80s, early 90s, the 2K series didn't start until 1999. Think about it, most sports games have the next year in their title. The current 2K is called NBA 2K22, and it came out in 2021. So it makes sense why the first NBA 2K game in 1999 was simply called NBA 2K. What's crazy is that NBA 2K wasn't the first 2K sports game. That was actually NFL 2K, a fantastic series that ended with ESPN NFL 2K5, which was an incredible game that only cost $20 when it came out. In response, the NFL and EA signed an exclusive rights agreement, so only EA can make simulation NFL games, and that's why you've only heard of Madden titles since then. 2K is currently developing a new NFL 2K game, but we don't know much about it. And it can't be a simulation game, so who knows what the final product will actually look like. NBA 2K was Sega's attempt at dethroning NBA Live, and after the success of NFL 2K, a ton of eyes were on this game. Featuring Allen Iverson on the cover, NBA 2K was new, fresh, and flashy, delivering some of the most impressive visuals ever seen in a basketball video game, thanks to the power of the Sega Dreamcast. Even today, this game still holds up. If you play modern 2K games, you'll notice that NBA 2K has almost the exact same controls. Left trigger to post up, shoot with X, pass with A, block with Y. It just felt right, and the main controls have stuck to this very day. However, some parts of the game, namely free throws,
oh my god, this shit was terrible
than in modern 2Ks. But that's sort of the fun of replaying these older titles, finding out what has aged well as what hasn't. For its time, NBA 2K was a revolutionary title. 5 years before this game, this is what NBA games looked like. But in 1999, Visual Concepts released the prettiest basketball game yet, with professional motion capture, face captures, and gameplay that looked almost like real life, at least in 1999 when playing on an old CRT TV. The play-by-play commentary combined with the on-court shoe squeaking, trash talking, and ball dribbling created such a realistic sounding NBA atmosphere. Again, this is what NBA video games looked like just 5 years before. The game blew away NBA Live, and along with NFL 2K, made the Dreamcast a must-buy for sports fans at the time.
Facts.
This is a retrospective on the game that changed NBA video games forever. Sega originally asked EA to make sports games for their new Dreamcast system, but EA asked to be the only company allowed to make Dreamcast sports games. So Sega said, you know what? We'll do it ourselves. And oh boy did they. Visual Concepts was picked up by Sega and the rest was history. First and foremost, NBA 2K was gorgeous. If you invited someone over at the time, they'd be in awe over the graphics. Of course, I wouldn't know, as I was born in 1999, so I was 6 months old when this game dropped.
Damn.
But I can guarantee you that this is true, just based on how this game looks, compared to every basketball game that came before it.
Yeah.
The game ran at 60 frames per second and had fantastic motion capture. There were animations for dribbling, crossovers, dunks, jump shots, and more. There are actually over 1,500 motion captured animations in this game. Over 400 players were individually modeled. They even move their mouths, eyes, and make facial expressions. The arenas were all true to life, and the game raised the bar for all future NBA titles. It was like the iPhone releasing in 2007. You really couldn't go back after. It wasn't perfect, however, as clipping was a common issue, but hell, clipping is still an issue in modern 2K games. For 1999, the only sports game that came close was Sega's other game, NFL 2K. Gameplay was actually challenging and realistic too. In fact, more so than any other NBA game up to that point in time. Rebounding wasn't simply a button press, but took actual skill, as the player had to account for positioning, player position, attributes, and timing. Posting up into a player and then spinning off of them into a turnaround jumper looked real and felt real. Defense was elite. Good luck scoring on Shaq in the paint. Shooting was skill-based, as you had to perfectly time the shot release with the top of your player's jump. Player speed and mobility was varied. There was a large gap between average speed players and those with truly elite speed. Eddie Jones is super fun to run around with, and every player from that era felt true to life. In previous games, most players felt about the same, but not in NBA 2K. You could exploit mismatches and straight up play with your team using the same strategies they used in real life. Calling screens and running the pick and roll offense was also amazing. I'm running out of phrases that mean really good. This game literally nailed everything. Obviously, the graphics may not look amazing today, and newer 2K games might make this feel obsolete. But if you either play some older NBA games from before NBA 2K, or just get yourself in the mindset that it's 1999, the game will blow you away. As I'm playing it right now, I'm just in awe at how ahead of its time it was. What was interesting is that when reading old reviews for this game, many people said that if you played 2K like it was NBA Live, you would do terribly, because this was a sim game. It reminds me of when people who are used to Madden try out the 2K football games and judge them incorrectly because they can't drop back 40 yards and throw a dime off their back foot. Regardless of what you think of 2K today, back then, they were focused on creating the most realistic sports games ever, not cheesy arcade-style games, and I personally prefer that. I did love the old NBA Lives, but they were fun in a different way. You had to sit up when playing 2K. Unlike in nearly every other sports game from back then, 2K had fantastic AI. They didn't cheat like the AI in NBA Jam, but instead they were just really sound and smart. You could get worked in the paint, exposed if you leave your man, and burned if you get too close to a fast player and they blow by you. In Live, you could run Shaq at the point and dribble all the way down the court and dunk every possession. While that can be fun, 2K was finally offering players a realistic experience, and I cannot emphasize enough just how huge that was. NBA Live 2000 wasn't bad, but it was too easy, as live games had been for some time. NBA 2K was competitive. Where the game might get a little too challenging, however, is free throws. If you've never played an old 2K and picked this up, you'd hate going to the line with a passion at first. It takes a long time to get used to it. But once you do, it's definitely more rewarding than just timing a button. With the game on the line, it almost feels like a real-life free throw, because you can easily slip up and miss. It's not for everyone, though. The presentation is also great, with two fake commentators, Bob Steele and Rod West, delivering great for 1999 play-by-play and color commentary, along with all the real-life sounds you hear on the court. The crowd goes crazy after clutch shots, boos when the home team plays poorly, and more. It wasn't exactly a deep game, but it was fine for 99. There was a season mode, exhibition mode, practice mode, tournament mode, and playoff mode, along with the ability to create a player or create a team.
Yep.
While today it might be hard to go back to this title, it's still a fantastic game. It takes some getting used to, and I recommend reading the game's manual to get a better understanding of the controls first. Some people might laugh at the now dated graphics or the gameplay, but remember that this game is 22 years old, and you will not find a better, more realistic playing basketball video game that's 22 years or older, I can guarantee you that. This game, along with the NFL 2K title, were so well received that they spawned one of the most successful franchises in video game history. In 2005, Sega sold Visual Concepts to Take-Two Interactive, and that leads us to today. The roots of NBA 2K are obvious when playing even NBA 2K22. However, many are unhappy with the heavy focus on microtransactions in modern games. If you want to take a trip to 1999, however, you will find no VC, but instead, a game that was made for one reason only, to be the best basketball game ever made. And at the time, it succeeded. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. That's, hey man, this is a legendary game, man. If you didn't grow up with this, I don't know what to tell you, Mike G. But yeah, man, that's just gonna about do it for this one, man. I will see you all in the next video. Tell me, what was y'all experience? Did any of y'all experience the first NBA 2K for the Dreamcast? Let me know y'all experience down in the comment section below. Till then, peace out.